So, okay, not doing 10 minutes. So loud. Los Angeles, it's a loud place. I have this very, very hot coffee, and it's very hot right through the plastic of the cup. I threw my other cup away after the Venice Beach bathroom floor incident. That was the end of that cup. So now I'm using my backup cup, which isn't as insulated. But that's boring. I'm here today to talk about art. This is a tough subject, art. What is art? Art. Well, yeah, I have a nice video about what art is on my website that I didn't make. This guy, Leon Bolstein, I think his name is. Anyway, he does a pretty good job of explaining what art is, so just go to kenpoirier.com/art and you can watch that video. Or, you know, you can go to thekingformayor.com and then click on the art button. We'll do it too. If you don't know how to spell my name, thekingformayor.com takes you to the same place. Anyway, coffee. I wish I could edit these videos, but in order to edit videos properly, I need to get my computer hooked up, and in order to hook my computer up, I need a place to hook it up, which I don't have. And my friend, he's talking about going on the road. I think he should go on the road and follow the circus, and let me stay in his apartment for the couple months he's going to be gone, because I could set up my computer. That would be excellent, but he seems to be very hesitant on discussing the matter. So whatever, he's not going to live there anyway. Doesn't have to pay any rent. Seems rather silly to me. Anyway, what was I going to say? Oh, and all the roommates like me too. So anyway, why not? But art is strange. So because of my computer, I can't hook it up. We won't interrupt somebody's conversation. But anyway, see, I would edit that out. I would edit that out if I had my computer. But I'm not editing it out because I just have a phone right now. I don't even have my laptop. My laptop needs a new hard drive, so I'm saving up money to get a new hard drive on my laptop. And even if my laptop was working, I still couldn't really edit a video on that thing. It's crap. Anyway, it's for typing. It's only really for typing, which is what I couldn't do. Is work on my books, and I could sort of edit pictures with it a little bit. It's mostly, yeah, just for like easy publishing is what I use it for. And man, I'll tell you, I've just been reduced to the phone, and because I've been reduced to the phone, I created this one part of the book that I'm writing. So I can't get to the actual manuscript that's on the hard drive, which I need to extract and put onto a new hard drive. That one in particular has a scene that I've been putting off for like a year, in which the main character Liz, this is Love and Hamburgers, Rick and Liz saga. The main character Liz needs to text her old roommate to let her know that she's not going to be paying the rent because she's going to be off on an adventure. Because, you know, nobody ever brings that up in the books. Like, people are like, I'm going to go off on an adventure, and everybody's like, yay! But in real life, you go off on an adventure, everybody's like, what the fuck? You got responsibilities. So anyway, so I wanted to do a little thing with that. And so because I I have only my phone to write with, I was like, oh, I'll do the text messages. And then I found this app that allows you to write text message stories. It's called Tap, and it's from the Wattpad guys, and I've got mixed feelings on their platform in general. I think it could be better, especially the user interface, and some of their networking protocols could be updated too. So anyway, but yeah, what was I saying? Okay. Wattpad. Oh, right. So you can read this thing on Tap. Sorry, there was stuff that was another part I would have edited out because there was noises. But anyway, hopefully I'll get somewhere I can set up my computer soon. Wink, wink. Oh wait, can you see my winking eye? I don't know. But anyway, what was I going to say? Oh yeah. So you can go on to Tap and you can read this thing. But anyway, I was trying to explain to my friend, former teacher at the Academy of Art, in the Greater Hartford Academy of Art, to be specific, to check it out. And she was like, what? I don't get it exactly, because art changes and mutates and manipulates. So look at this FedEx guy, he's cruising. It's okay. Go ahead. I'm in no hurry. Another part I would have edited out. He had a stop sign, but he was like 45. I think if he didn't see me, he would have stopped at all. That he like extra stopped to make sure that he was perfectly stopped. And I think he went too far. I think he got nervous and missed his turn because he's turning around now. Or maybe he's gonna kick my ass. Who knows? Well, this is really turning out to be real exciting, isn't it? So this is Los Angeles. Art happens all the time. Art, it's like one big multi-layer, faceted. Like someone was asking me, why don't I leave LA? I'm like, because it's art. It's this 4-dimensional time-lapse photography of American culture, and it's really amazing. It's messed up and it's brutal at times. I mean, sometimes it's like the Hunger Games here for reals, but but other times though, it's just like, wow, you know, all this every brick, every little scratch on the sidewalk, you know, it's all just one big master painting. And oh yeah, this reminds me that people have been getting annoyed about me chalking the walk, as I call it, up in Hollywood Boulevard. But I mean, it's just chalk and it's a sidewalk, so they pretty much have to get over it. But I've been getting some dirty looks from all sorts of different people. So so yeah, I don't know, maybe I'll ease off on it for a little while. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I really like my Chalk the Walk campaign. I'm really enjoying this whole chalk art thing. It's kind of it's interesting because you're there and you know, and you're making art, but you're making it live in front of people. So it's a blend of visual art and performance art all in one. You know, is kind of the question is it the Jackson Pollock painting that's interesting, or is it Jackson Pollock painting it that's interesting? You know, where's the real art lie? Is the finished piece equal to or less than or more than the production of the art? You know, there's a lot of mock Jackson Pollocks out there. I've certainly seen a couple of them since I came here. meet a lot of artists down in Venice Beach. There's a lot down there. And this one guy, man, yeah, he was basically just, it was just like his like tarp that like, it was like I don't even know if he painted it. It might have been just like the tarp of another painter that he took and cut up into pieces and was selling. I have no idea, you know. But who am I to say he's not an artist? Maybe he's a genius. I have no idea. But you know, it's all that comes down to, well, what do you know? There's the art from the artist's perspective, the art from the curator's perspective, the art from the audience perspective, the viewer's perspective. It's crazy. But ultimately, oh yeah, so I sent this thing where you do the text messages to my teacher from high school. Mind you, let's put a date on that, or maybe not. But anyway, way back when, this teacher of mine, she asked me how I was doing, so I told her all about the computer and how I had to write things on my phone. And anyway, so she's like, I don't understand what this is. You know, and I'm like, it's the internet. It's 2017, and this is writing now. This is what writing has become, an app that creates fake text messages. Well, written by me, but they're not text messages of real people. So imaginary people having a textual relations is the joke, but a textual conversation on their phones and emulating it to create a story. It's just, you know, art's bizarre like that, you know. And then you got like these trees, and they're trimmed a little bit, but that's mostly natural growth there. That's art. The spacing of the trees, it's everything. That's the thing. It's like when you're an artist. I started working on this thing, and I'd like to work on it some more, but I call it artism. Artism speaks, right? Not autism, artism. Because I'm like thinking, artists, if they're anything like me, you can't stop thinking about art all the time. And it's like everything you see ends up, you know, looking like art. That's art, and this is art, and that's art, and everything's art, you know? Artism. Like you see something, you're like, oh, that's really cool, but it'd be even better if you did this. The artistic brain. Yes. So anyway, that was my thought. That's where I was trying to get to, about how everything is art, and when you look at the world through an artistic lens, it's hard to see anything else. And right now, what I'm mostly wrapped up in is these stories, this idea of the story, writing. And writing is interesting. It's not like when you go to a job, right? There's a way to make a sandwich, right? You got bread and some mayonnaise and, you know, cheese and maybe some meat and some veggies, and you put it all together, it's a sandwich, you know. And but like writing isn't like that at all. Like storytelling, story creation is tough. It's hard work. It really is. Like, boy, I mean, it's fun, but it's really hard because there's a lot of pitfalls and traps, and you can become cliche. You can accidentally copy people. That's the worst. So when you think you've come up with something brilliant, and then like you write it down and you like tell everybody about it, and then like 5 weeks later, and you're like, yo, look at this. This is somebody else did this like 5 years ago, and I probably read this and forgot about it. You know, those are the worst. Those are the worst, man. But besides that, besides having to go and check and make sure you didn't accidentally rip anybody off, you know, they say 90% perspiration, 10% inspiration. I'm not so sure about that, you know, because, like, for example, in chapter 6 and 7, or is it 5, 6, and 7, something like that, somewhere around there, in Love and Hamburgers, right? We have this scene in Denver at the hip hop club and all this other stuff, and sure, I could have just pedaled to the metal and just wrote something down, and you know, I did write an outline of what I wanted to have happen in the scene, and I developed the characters a little bit, but you know, you have to take that time and really figure out what's going to happen, because there's the plot and the subplot and the, you know, the character, the relational plot, and you can do a lot of things in a scene, and you have to really pick the best one. And yeah, I could jot down the first thing that came to my mind. It could have been done already, but I've been out here and I've been hanging out with people and I've been talking to people. I've been getting a lot of inspiration, you know. There's a lot of creativity being generated, not only from, say, other people's ideas, but just other people in general. You know, a lot of people will just talk to you just because they're like, oh, you'd be an interesting character in a movie. And sometimes you'll see somebody, you know, in the movie and be like, wait, that's like, so that character is so and so, because it really is, like, you know, some dude probably chatted up your friend for like 20 minutes, got to know him, and turned him into character to screenplay. It happens. It really does. Just watch Suicide Squad. All right, you'll see Digger in there. But anyway, but what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So I don't think that's exactly true. I don't think it is 10% inspiration. I think it's got to be more like 30-40% inspiration. Now, if maybe getting that inspiration is perspirous. I mean, like, you know, if I was just sitting on my butt playing video games in Bloomington, Indiana, I would not have gotten that inspiration. I would just sit there and written that, you know, after sitting there and thinking about it for a while, I would have came up with the exact same thing that I had when I first came up with the idea for the scenes. And nothing would have changed. Nothing would have grown or expanded. So, you know, there's something to be said there. I guess that sometimes the inspiration, you got to put some perspiration into your inspiration too. Yeah. Like if you want to, you know, write about a relationship with a beautiful girl, you should try having a relationship with a beautiful girl or a beautiful guy, whatever your story is about. You know, you should get out there and try those things, experience those bits of life. You know, a lot of times you can just kind of show up and nobody pay you much attention. You can just like check the scene out, or you can interact or whatever, but you got to get out there. You know, I think probably the worst thing for a writer is to sit in a room all the time. But you know, we have that ubiquitous image of Stephen King at his typewriter in his you know, in his study with papers and books everywhere, and which he probably researches a lot of the stuff that he writes about, I'm sure. But you have to get out there. You have to go out there, and you have to take in the thoughts before you can put them out there. I guess is what I'm saying. Anyway, so that's it. That's my art spiel for today. Hopefully we'll edit this sometime. Talk to you later.